I'm gonna talk about upcoming pattern. So there's nothing around Toronto or Southern Ontario, nothing. In 2 p.m., 8 p.m., nothing. 8 a.m., 8 a.m. Could get some like light rain showers out in London, Ontario. Could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Port Rowan could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Next hour, Scarborough, South Scarborough could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Pickering, Ajax, same thing, 0.25 millimeters of rain. But the cloud, like if we see it on the satellite, the cloud gets thicker. But still light rain, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Ajax, also Whitby could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Port Perry could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Hamilton, Winds by Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So anywhere like from Mississauga, like southern Mississauga, all the way, if you go like east and then live, like if you go northeast and way northeast after passing Oshawa, Ontario, it's gonna get northeast. The rain goes northeast after passing through the north, like Oshawa. It goes to the northeast, it rains, so it's gonna get 0.25 millimeters of rain. Around like around the circle, it's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Hagersville could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Long Island, Long Point, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Wyton, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Next hour, downtown Toronto could get some 0.25 so Collingwood, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Wyton, Ontario, like 2.5 millimeters of rain. Or Owen Sound could get some 2.5 millimeters, 6.25 millimeters of rain. 2 a.m., 8 p.m., August 24th, Sunday. It's good. Niagara on the lake could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Same thing in Niagara Falls City. Peterborough, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. 2 p.m. Coburg could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. No, not Brampton. So Mississauga, and between Mississauga and like the city of Toronto, is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Everywhere in Niagara Falls could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So let's see Orangeville. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Same thing in Barrie, Ontario, but more light rain possible. So Wyton, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Fort Erie, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain, but it's going to pass through by 30 minutes. So next, actually 1 hour. So 8 p.m., Newmarket, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Brampton, nothing. So Orangeville, Ontario could get some. So Barrie, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario could get some rain in an hour. So Wyton and Owen Sound could get some light rain, 0.25 millimeters of rain. 2 a.m. I'm gonna skip that. So Niagara on the lake could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, a little bit of rain. So Wyton and Owen Sound could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Midland could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Actually, 6.25 millimeters of rain. 2 p.m. around like eastern Toronto could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Northwest Toronto is 2.5 millimeters of rain. Hamilton, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Niagara on the Lake is 0.25 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario passing through like 2.5 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. 2.5 millimeters of rain. Actually, 2 millimeters of rain is possible in Newmarket, mostly like passing through. Belleville, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Fort Erie could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Firetown or Owen Sound could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Orilla is 0.25 millimeters of rain, but it's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rain per hour. Colwood could get some 0.25 for now, and later on it's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Peterborough could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain with some sudden like 2.5 millimeters of rain, a little bit few. So next hour, 8 p.m. Scarborough, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Western and central Toronto could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Most part of Niagara Falls could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, but later on it's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Cobourg, Ontario could get some 0.25. So Belleville, Ontario 0.25 millimeters of rain. Hamilton could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain next hour. 8 a.m. Niagara on the Lake could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Blue Mountain could get some bands of 0.25 millimeters of rain. 2 p.m. Southern Mississauga could get some close to some rain, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Everywhere in Niagara Falls could get some 0.25 millimeters per rain per hour. Coolburg could get some bands of light rain moving through. It's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So you see gray clouds. So next, Collingwood, Wyton, Owen Sound, anywhere between like Georgian and Bay, is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So everywhere in Georgian Bay, around the lake. Barrie, Ontario could get around Lake Simcoe could get some mostly 0.25 millimeters of rain. Stouffville could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Everywhere in southwestern Ontario, which is beyond the map, is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Newmarket, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Belleville could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Fort Erie is gonna get 0.25 millimeters of rain. So total precipitation every 12 hours. Skip today's. So most part of southern Ontario is gonna get below 2.5 millimeters of rain. So eastern Toronto could get some 1.2 millimeters of rain. Western Toronto could get some nothing almost. So everywhere in Niagara Falls, including Fort Erie, is gonna get some nothing with some rain and 0.7 millimeters of rain. Northeastern Ontario, even though it's not in the map, it's gonna get some 1.2 millimeters of rain. Anywhere in Georgian Bay, it's gonna get some above 2.5 millimeters of rain. The heaviest is gonna be 7.5 millimeters of rain. Actually, it's gonna be it's gonna be 10 millimeters of rain. So anywhere in southern Ontario outside of Toronto, and it's gonna get some. When it's gonna get some when you go from northeast to southwest, it's gonna get some on and off like 0.72 millimeters of rain, possibly even 2.5 millimeters of rain. Belleville, nothing. Newmarket, nothing for now, but it's gonna get some growing like 1.2 millimeters of rain, 0.7, but 1.2 is gonna show up. Even 2.5 millimeters of rain in Newmarket is possible. London, Ontario could get some nothing, but possible to get some 0.2 millimeters of rain drizzle. It's also possible. So next hour, Scarborough, Ontario, some eastern Toronto could get some 0.2 millimeters of rain. Western Toronto could get some 1.2 millimeters of rain. So western Toronto is gonna be like Mississauga, Brampton. It's gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. So Scarborough 0.2 actually. So Newmarket is 0.7 millimeters of rain. Cobourg could get some 0.2 to 0.7 millimeters of rain. Belleville, Ontario could get some mostly 0.7 millimeters of rain. Everywhere in Niagara Falls, most part of Niagara Falls could get some 0.7 millimeters of rain, including Fort Erie could get some 1.2 millimeters. Fort Erie could get some 1.2 millimeters of rain because that's the third darkest gray. London, Ontario could get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Everywhere around Georgian Bay, like southwest of Georgian Bay, is gonna get some rain, 0.2 millimeters of rain, but most of it 0.2. Actually, 0.7 is most part of Georgian Bay, except like Wyatown. So, except very close to the like beach areas, it's gonna get some 0.2 millimeters of rain. So Barrie, Ontario, 0.7 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Next hour. So anywhere in Toronto is gonna be above 2.5 millimeters. Above 2.5, most of Toronto is 2.5, above 2.5 millimeters of rain. So Scarborough, Stouffville is gonna be 5 millimeters of rain. Brampton is 5 millimeters of rain. Downtown Toronto is 4 millimeters of rain. 5 millimeters of rain is Niagara-on-the-Lake. Niagara Falls City is 8 millimeters of rain. London is 4 millimeters of rain. So 4 millimeters of rain in Hamilton. Fort Erie. So Blue Mountain, Ontario could get some 2 millimeters of rain. Wyatown and Orange Sound is gonna get 1 millimeters of rain. Orange Sound is gonna get some 2 millimeters of rain. Orangeville could get some 5 millimeters of rain, close to. Cobourg could get some 2 millimeters of rain. Belleville 3 millimeters of rain. 5 to 8 millimeters of rain in Niagara Falls, everywhere in Niagara Falls. Peterborough, you know that. So final hour. So Tuesday, August 26th. So everywhere east and west in Toronto is east of Toronto is gonna get some 0.2 millimeters of rain. By the western and southwestern Toronto is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters rain. Niagara on the lake could get some 1 millimeters of rain. The same thing in Niagara Falls City, but it's gonna get heavier, like 2.5, 1.7 millimeters of rain. 1.7 here. So London, Ontario could get some mostly 0.7 millimeters of rain. Peterborough, so Collingwood, Ontario could get some 2 millimeters of rain. Owen Sound, Wyerton could get some, but Wyerton is gonna be lighter than Owen Sound, so Wyerton is gonna get some 0.2 millimeters of rain. So Owen Sound is going to 0.2, so 0.7 millimeters of rain. Midland is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, not gonna comment. Hamilton is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Belleville is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. So temperature, air temperature rather. So Stouffville could get some 17 degrees. Scarborough's 18, 19 degrees. 19 degrees in Outer Toronto. Brampton is 17 degrees. 19 degrees is in Hamilton. 18 to 19 degrees around Niagara Falls, everywhere Niagara Falls. Belleville, Ontario is 19 degrees. Cobourg is 21 degrees. Peterborough is 17 degrees. London is 17 degrees. Blue Mountain 18 degrees. 19 degrees is Wyerton. Next hour. So everywhere in Toronto, including Stouffville, is gonna get some 24 to 25 degrees. Cobourg is 24 degrees, 23 degrees in Peterborough. Everywhere Niagara Falls is 25 to 26 degrees. London is 24 degrees. Blue Mountain is 26 degrees. Wyerton is 24 degrees. Orangeville, Ontario is 25 degrees. 23 degrees. Mostly 26 degrees, 25. Yes, mostly 25.5. So everywhere in Toronto is gonna get some 17 to 19 degrees. Newmarket is 16 degrees. Blue Mountain is 16 degrees. Wyerton is 15 degrees. 17 degrees in Peterborough. Cobourg is 20 degrees. 19 degrees in Belleville. 19 degrees everywhere in Niagara Falls. London is 17 degrees. So next hour. Everywhere in Toronto is going to be 23 to 24 degrees. Belleville is... Cobourg is 23 degrees. Belleville is 24 degrees. Peterborough is 24 degrees. Hamilton is 24 degrees. Niagara, everywhere Niagara Falls is 25 degrees. London is 22 degrees. Blue Mountain is 22 degrees. Wyerton is 21 degrees. Newmarket is 22 degrees. Next hour. Everywhere in Toronto is gonna get some 13 to 16 degrees. Cobourg is 16 degrees. 13 degrees is in Peterborough. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is 15 to 17 degrees. Now London is 14 degrees. 14 degrees in Wyerton. Blue Mountain is 14 degrees. Hamilton is 16 degrees. Peterborough, Newmarket is 12 degrees. Belleville is 15 degrees. Hamilton, so everywhere in Toronto is gonna get 18 to 20 degrees. Cobourg is 19 degrees. 19 degrees in Peterborough. Belleville is 19 degrees. 18 to 20 degrees is Niagara Falls. Everywhere. London is 19 degrees. Wyerton is 16 degrees. 18 degrees in Collingwood. Hamilton is 20 degrees. Newmarket is 16 degrees. Next hour. Everywhere in Toronto, like 11 degrees to 14 degrees. Coburg is 14 degrees. 12 degrees in Peterborough. 13 degrees in Belleville. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is 20 to 13 to 15 degrees. I go 16. So London, Ontario is 11 degrees. 13 degrees in Watertown. 12 degrees in Blue Mountain. Newmarket is 18 degrees. Next hour. 2 p.m. August 26th. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is, everywhere Toronto is 18 to 19 degrees. Everywhere Niagara Falls is 18 to 19 degrees. 19 degrees in Coburg, 18 degrees in Peterborough, 20 degrees in Belleville. Hamilton is 19 degrees. London is 18 degrees. 16 degrees in Blue Mountain. 16 degrees in Watertown. 17 degrees in Newmarket. 19. So total precipitation in 120 hours. So Scarborough is no, I'm gonna say everywhere in Toronto like stuff. So everywhere in Toronto is gonna get 6 to 11 millimeters of rain. So anywhere in left, southwest. So everywhere in southwest and western Georgian Bay on land is gonna be 10 to 11 millimeters of rain. 6 millimeters of rain in London, Ontario. 7 millimeters of rain in Hamilton. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is 9 to 11 millimeters of rain. Coburg 6 millimeters of rain. Peterborough is 5 millimeters of rain. 5 millimeters of rain is in Belleville. Newmarket 12 millimeters of rain. Orangeville could get some 7.5 millimeters of rain close to. So Midland is 20 millimeters of rain. Scarborough. So lightest rain is gonna be 6 millimeters of rain. The heaviest in Toronto is gonna be like 12.5 millimeters of rain, which is around Mississauga, Brampton. Mostly Brampton is like heaviest rain. And the lightest rain is around Scarborough is gonna get 6 millimeters of rain.